Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the podcast where we sift through stacks of sources to pull out the key insights for you.
That's right.
And today we're embarking on a really fascinating deep dive. We're looking into a powerful ancient narrative, specifically the Book of Esther, and its surprising parallels to, well, a much bigger universal struggle. We've got sources blending history with some really profound symbolic interpretations, drawing lines to the Book of Revelation, too.
Yeah, it's quite a connection they draw.
So our mission today, to unpack how this ancient plot, this planned extermination, can actually shed light on these broader themes: divine purpose, human courage, and ultimately triumph. Okay, let's dive in.
Let's do it.
Our journey starts with this character, a high official in the Persian Empire. Now, the sources say he was just consumed with rage because a Jewish man, Mordecai, refused to bow to him.
A refusal based on religious principle. Important.
Exactly. And this personal slight escalates incredibly fast into this terrifying plot to destroy all of Mordecai's people, the Jews, across the entire kingdom.
Not just Mordecai, but everyone. It's staggering.
It really is. And it wasn't just talk. A specific day was chosen by lot, the 13th of the 12th month, for this mass murder.
And the king just goes along with it.
Seems like it. He gave Haman his royal signet ring, basically green-lighting the whole thing, giving him authority for their annihilation, a truly shocking moment in history.
But this is where the interpretations get really interesting, right? The sources don't just see Haman as, a power-hungry official.
No, not at all. How do they see him?
Well, in this symbolic view, Haman becomes a figure for Satan, or let's say the adversary, someone who opposes the divine plan.
Okay.
And Satan, lacking direct power in this interpretation, needs a vessel. He uses the king, who is sometimes seen as symbolizing a kind of worldly power structure, maybe even the red beast mentioned elsewhere.
So Haman is riding the king's authority.
Exactly, like the Babylonian harlot riding the beast in Revelation, using that power to try and wipe out God's people. And that scheduled day of destruction. It's seen as a parallel to what other prophetic texts call the last 1 week, or 42 months, a final desperate push by evil.
A final attempt to destroy. Who specifically?
Those who worship only God, those who obey. And the question raised is, why them? Because in this view, they are the ones who actually prove the truth and righteousness of God's commands through their faithfulness.
Right. Makes sense. So the stage is set for utter disaster. The decree is out. But then things take a turn. Queen Esther enters the picture.
Yes, and this is where the narrative really pivots, just when everything looks completely hopeless.
What did she do? It was incredibly risky, wasn't it?
Extremely. Going before the king unsummoned could mean death.
Right.
She does it. She courageously reveals Haman's wicked plot to the king.
And the climax.
It's stunning. Haman ends up being hanged on the very gallows he'd built for Mordecai, a complete reversal.
Talk about poetic justice. How is that interpreted symbolically?
Well, connecting it to that bigger picture, Esther's self-sacrificing act, risking her life for her people, is seen as a powerful foreshadowing, a symbol of Jesus' crucifixion.
Okay, I see the parallel.
And that act, Jesus' sacrifice, is viewed as the moment that irrevocably confirmed Satan's judgment, his ultimate defeat.
And Mordecai, he doesn't just survive, he rises.
Exactly. Mordecai's rise to power symbolizes Jesus inheriting rule, inheriting authority over creation after overcoming evil. It's also stressed that this wasn't accidental. God's plan was sort of predestined.
Predestined, how so?
The idea is that God knew the choices Satan would make. So Satan, thinking he's acting freely, actually becomes a tool in this larger divine drama. It echoes that conflict in Revelation. The woman, representing the faithful community, bringing forth the male child, Jesus, and Satan constantly trying and failing to destroy that lineage.
Okay, so Haman is gone, judged. Mordecai is elevated. What happens next? There was that death decree still hanging over everyone.
Right, the first decree couldn't just be revoked in that system.
Yeah.
So a new decree is issued.
Yeah.
And this one isn't about death, it's about life. It allows the Jews to gather and, crucially, to defend themselves against anyone who tries to attack them.
A decree of self-defense, essentially. How do the sources unpack the meaning of this shift?
This is huge. This shift from the first decree to the second is seen as this incredibly powerful analogy for the Old Covenant versus the New Covenant.
Explain that a bit more.
Okay, so the first decree, like the Old Covenant written on stone, revealed sin. It showed people where they fell short, and because they couldn't perfectly keep it, it ultimately led to a sentence of death, symbolically speaking.
Right.
But the new decree, like the New Covenant, isn't just external rules. It's described as being written on the heart. It empowers people from within, through the Holy Spirit, to actually live according to God's will. It becomes a law of life.
So it's not about human effort alone anymore.
Precisely. That's the crucial point. Victory over the adversary, over evil, isn't won by human strength or willpower. It's won through the Holy Spirit enabling people to value God, to value truth, above even their own lives, to be faithful even facing death.
That connects to figures like the 2 witnesses or the 144,000 mentioned in Revelation, doesn't it?
Spot on. They represent those who, through this empowered, unwavering obedience, ultimately play a key role in confirming Satan's final defeat. And the absolute foundation for all of this, the sources emphasize, is the shedding of blood, specifically Jesus' sacrifice.
Why is that so central?
Because without that sacrifice, that atonement, there's no basis for forgiveness. There's no mechanism for the Holy Spirit to indwell believers and empower them. There's no way for humanity to truly overcome sin and stand as that living testament to God's truth and righteousness. It's presented as the linchpin.
So these ancient stories, Esther and Revelation, are really speaking to a much larger ongoing conflict.
Absolutely. A timeless cosmic conflict. And the core message from these interpretations is that it's not won by might or armies or human strategy, but by divine empowerment flowing from sacrifice, leading to unwavering faith. That act of Jesus shedding his blood is framed as utterly essential. Without it, forgiveness, the Holy Spirit's power, the ability to overcome sin, none of it happens. The ultimate triumph over evil wouldn't be possible.
It's a profound perspective. So thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening right now? How might these ancient narratives prompt you to reflect on, say, free will versus divine purpose in your own life, especially when you face things that feel overwhelming?
Yeah, and what does it really mean to stand firm for what you believe is true, even when the odds seem completely stacked against you? Something to consider.